Do this shit until they murder me.
Greetings everyone, giving you guys a update on the project. I have since completed our fuel system. Before I had this kind of up and over, and I since added a 90 to make this out of the way. That one goes below the intake manifold, and that is the return, as I showed you guys before. This back here, I have added, my buddy had this vacuum manifold, and I thought it was a nifty idea instead of having to drill the intake manifold, so I used it. So we're getting all our stuff from there. Our main source, of course, is coming from the intake manifold. I added one just below this plate where the IACV used to be. Heater hoses are done. These are well, not custom, I guess. I just found the type of hose that I needed, or the type of bends that I needed, and I just bought the hose and cut it to length. Let's see. The other one is off of a factory Toyota MR2 turbo, but I can't show you that now. The hoses I got all done. I'll show you those in a minute. Let's see. Oh yes, one thing that I wanted to show you guys, because I was asked about it, is the clutch line. So they make a clutch line for this, but I went to a local guy here and he wanted like about $65 just to make me a line that's about 15 to 16 inches long. So let me show you guys what I did. All right, here is what I did. Sure if you guys can see that. So this is the stock MR2 hardline right here. This goes all the way to the front to the clutch master cylinder. So this is an M12 by 1 fitting. So I had to get an M12 by 1 female adapter into a 4AN, and then I just got a 4AN line about 16 inches in length. And I don't know if you guys can make it out there, but there. I don't know if you guys can see that. It is a banjo fitting. So it's an M10 to 3/8 to 4AN banjo fitting. And yeah, I don't know, the camera's going a little crazy right now, but it cost me about I would say about 25 bucks. I think, well, now that you have to pay taxes on stuff you buy online, which sucks, it cost me about 30. But honestly, it's working great, and yeah, for that cheap, I'm probably going to be doing that to all of my builds now. I did want to go over the hoses here, as you can see. Actually, let me flip this over. I made my own. There's a coupler here, a piece of metal coupler that's got these two together, and I have this metal zip tie to keep it away from the shifter cables. Even though it's there's about, I don't know, 1/4 inch there, it won't touch, and it doesn't really matter anyway. On the other side, it's a lot simpler. It's just this little S pipe. I did the same thing. Bolts onto the bottom. I had to cut it here where I told you guys before. I don't know why this isn't focusing. Oh, there we go. And another metal sleeve that I just cut from the existing hard pipe on the other side and into here, and done. I mean, really not that hard, guys. I got really lucky on the first try that I didn't have to modify anything else, and I all the bends kind of worked out for me. So yeah, easy peasy. Let me show you guys what I did up top. Actually, something occurred to me. As you can see, I redid the boots on both sides of the axle because my buddies were torn, and I didn't have the tool to use that little the clamps for this, and it wasn't the usual like CV boot clamps. It was like these loop style that you have to use like a tool to twist them. So I used band clamps, these hose clamps, and to be honest, they're working fine. They don't hit anything, they don't bind, and they got plenty of tension. And since this is all going to be rotating anyway, all it will do is just stay tight. So, and this is out of the way, that length there. I only left that on there because I completely forgot to cut these off, and then by the time I got them in there, there's really no way to get them off now to cut them. So I don't know if anybody else has ever used that type of technique or this type of hose for the CV axle boots, but I gotta tell you, they're working fine. And if anybody's ever done the axle cages on an MR2, oh my god, if you don't have them pre-assembled, if you buy them and let's say they just fall out because it has the inner race with the cage and the bearings, And if you install them wrong, this won't move. It won't articulate. So it is very, 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 very tricky to get them right. And it is very messy and it is very annoying and you're going to want to kill yourself. Let me show you guys up top. All right. So this is how the trunk is going to be. This is the ice box. This is an air-to-water system for those that can't tell. Pumps there, goes through here, and my buddy's going to be tracking the car, so he wants this cold, icy water directly into this for when he's on the track, so that way he doesn't have to travel through the bottom of the car and get heated up and lose any of the coldness. So it's mounted directly to the top. It doesn't have anything on the bottom, but this is not going to move like at all. This is solid, and I got a nice M10 on both sides. And those that have this intercooler core or something like it will know that these bolts go straight through. So it goes directly into the tank. So if you don't cover this hole, if you're not using it, I had to bolt something on this side, you will have a leak. So this is the hose on this side. As I showed you guys before, this is exactly what I was going for. It is right up against there. I need to make some space for some movement of the motor on the bottom, so I'll do that later, but this is how this hose is going to go. And I still have to create this pipe, which, you know, I have this and I have a long piece over there that I'm going to get together, but that's easy stuff. So with the motor in the car, my buddy decided to keep this firewall, and I got to tell you guys, it sucks working on this stuff with this firewall in the car. So I mean, I was a big fan of not keeping it before, but now, oh my God, I'm never keeping this thing again. I'm getting it out because just to work on things on the turbo side and just to get this clamp on and this line here. Oh my God. It's a bit of a pain. So everything is working on, like the oiling system is done. Everything is done. I painted the valve cover. He's going to have this plastic cover on here. I made the AN lines for the catch can. Now I was going to do these on top. I did this one on top because I've seen other people do it, but this one I had to lower because the baffling is right there and I didn't want to drill into that and cut that away. So I got a little bit creative, and these are push lock fittings, and it's really annoying to have these lines. This line is also a little old, so it's not as maneuverable as the newer stuff, but you know, it works, and I got it on there and it's not going anywhere. So let's see, let me show you guys on the other side. It's a mess in my garage. So I don't know if you guys have tried to cut and if you don't have anything to cut this while the motor's in the car, like I did that side, I used my plasma cutter, and I got to tell you, it is for $150. That little Chinese thing is amazing, and it has come in handy more times. It has already paid for itself 2 or 3 times over. So for this here, I know I could just use like a roto zip or like a saws, anything. But plasma is done in like 10 seconds, and I highly recommend that. Everything else is pretty much buttoned up. I got the cooling system buttoned up, fuel system, PCV, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff is done. And I did some modification to his harness to allow for the 1000cc injectors. Those that get their harness from Hux. If you don't provide them with the new ones, which I didn't, I completely forgot, you have to do your own injector clips. So these are all Denso style. I just got them off of eBay for like, I don't know, $8. And did some fancy sheathing with some marine heat shrink, and done. Now I just got to pop this into the car and check to make sure it works. Everything turns on. But other than that, guys, we are nearing the finish line. So I will catch you guys on the flip and update you when I have something new. All right, happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, all that jazz. Take care.